Hey everyone. Here at OPC, we are doing daily devotionals for all of Holy Week. And today is actually our last one. Today is Maundy, Thursday, and tomorrow we will be having a Good Friday service at 7 o'clock online. I hope you will join us. And so today is Maundy, Thursday, and the word Maundy means commandment. It comes from the story where Jesus is at the Last Supper washing his disciples' feet, and it says he gives them a new commandment: to love one another. Love each other. Throughout history, love has been a defining characteristic of Christians. In the first few centuries, as plagues hit Rome, Christians were the ones who ran into the city to help when everyone else was fleeing the city in droves. And throughout modern times, with each war and epidemic, Christians and Christian organizations have constantly been on the front lines of loving and caring for the sick and the injured. It's because sacrificial love is the defining characteristic of Jesus. It's what we'll talk about tomorrow night when we get to Good Friday and the cross, that Jesus died for us, to forgive us of our sins, to help us to be in right relationship with God so that we might experience new life and wholeness and peace. But the story of Maundy, Thursday is not our passage for this morning. We are continuing to work our way through Matthew 26, and we're at the very end of the chapter now where Peter denies Jesus. Earlier in the chapter, Jesus predicted that this would happen, but Peter vehemently denies that he would ever do that. He's overconfident in his faithfulness to Jesus. And so in the story we have for today, Jesus has been arrested and has been taken to the home of the high priest, and Peter follows at a distance to the courtyard. And while he's there waiting to hear what happens to Jesus, people keep approaching him and accusing him of being one of his followers. And again, he denies it. He says he isn't. And after doing it 3 times, he realizes what he has done, and it says he goes out and weeps bitterly. His sin catches him off guard. He stumbles into it, even with the prediction he doesn't actually believe he would do it. I think sin is something that all of us stumble upon. We have the best intentions when it comes to following Jesus. We want to love others sacrificially, but sacrifice is hard. And we don't intend to be short with our spouse. We never mean to yell at our kids. We don't envision that we will get so caught up in our own lives and hardships that we miss what's happening in those lives of those around us. It just happens. I love hearing stories of incredible sacrificial love during this season we find ourselves in. I heard a story about a friend in Texas whose furniture warehouse is making masks and gowns instead of couches. Or just today, a student up in Santa Barbara who created an app and a program to grocery shop for seniors in her community without taking any fee or tips to do so. But I wonder if that is not perhaps what God is calling you to during this season. Perhaps because of age or health or those you are already caring for, maybe you're not called to the big, grand gesture. And when I think about the cross and I think about the love of Christ, and I think about my own family, having 2 small children at home, loving them well isn't always glamorous. It's staying up late to get work done. It's putting them first when I have 100 things on my to-do list to do. And I think it's those small moments those little, humble acts of love that make a difference. Because collectively, they change the world. Throughout history, there are some martyrs and saints whose names we know, but there are thousands of others whom we don't. And yet the story of their love endures. My hope this Holy Week and Easter is that the story of our love as a church collectively would be a story that people remember. And so my question is, who is God calling you to love this Easter? It's easy to stumble into sin. But my hope is that we would choose actively to look for opportunities to love, to sacrifice. That together we might be part of Christ's story of grace that not only changes us, but changes this world.